c'est la vie. Do-si-do-do-re-mi, I'm overcome, overwhelmed, just a little short of confidence. But Orville Wright didn't have no pilot's license.
Welcome back to the show. That was two-time Emmy Award winner Jeff Daniels on stage performing one of his tunes. The actor was in town this past week playing at the famed Greenwich Village venue Cafe Wah. He's currently on a U.S. tour performing songs and telling stories from his incredible career. And I caught up with Jeff while he was in town to take a trip down memory lane. Let's take a look. Jeff Daniels, welcome back to On Stage. Talk a little bit about what it's been like touring the country and telling your stories. This very personal piece.
I have an acoustic guitar. I've been playing since the 70s. I've been writing songs since the 70s. And I've kind of turned it into my one-man show. The actor who was on stage on Broadway is there.
Yeah.
The playwright who writes for his theater company in Michigan is there. And the musician is there.
Yeah.
I love doing this.
Your music is very emotional, and it's really, really good, Jeff Daniels.
Stunningly surprising.
Well, because I think of you as one of our great actors. Where did you discover your love for music?
I got thrust into it in high school. I grew up in a small town in Michigan, and the director of the high school musical needed guys who could sing. And it was a small town, so if you could be remotely in tune, she hauled you up and put you in South Pacific, and she kept putting me in musicals.
Lanford Wilson, obviously you have a connection with. Was there any influence with Lanford in your music?
Yeah, he was an early influence. He was the first star I ever met. Mm-hmm. I walked into the offices of Circle Repertory Company in 1976, and there was Lanford Wilson, who had written Hot O Baltimore, which I'd just done in college. Got introduced to him, and I think that's the moment I said, I want to try to be a writer.
Wow.
And I followed him in his writing for years, and certainly 2 years later, he wrote a part for me in 5th of July. And so I had a guitar, I'm in the dressing room between shows, and I'm writing bad songs at the age of 23, 1978. And there's Lanford in the doorway. And he goes, you write songs? I'm going, well, he goes, let me help. And he handed me a poem called Road Signs. And it was about a bus trip he took from Missouri up to Chicago as a young man to become a graphic artist, which didn't work out. And then he took another bus from Chicago to New York to become a Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright. And you could tell from the imagery. I mean, we knew back in the 70s he was one of the top 5. But for him to give me that, and then I put music under it, and I do that in the show. I mean, he's been was and still is a huge influence on me.
Yeah. And then your theater company, Purple Rose Theater Company in Michigan, you did a show called Road Signs, which was the connection with Lanford Wilson.
Yeah, I write plays. I've written 22, I think, at this point. And we premiere them all at the Purple Rose Theater Company in Michigan. And one of them, I remember pulling that song out, and I go, I think there are enough characters in this to create some kind of play. And so I did. I created kind of a mini musical where there was one guy on stage with an acoustic guitar, and that was the orchestra.
In terms of the stories you share in the evening that you're going to do, what are some of the other bold-faced names that you talk about?
I got to entertain them, you know. I mean, the Dumb and Dumber fans are the fans of the comedies I've done.
What do we get from Dumb and Dumber as a Dumb and Dumber fan?
Oh, there are references. There are references. Early on, there's something that Ryan Reynolds said to me once on a set, which was hysterical.
We
were going down a hallway, and they were lighting something somewhere, and so I'm going to get coffee, and he's coming this way, and so we're going to pass on the right. We don't. We do that thing. Without missing a beat, Ryan looked me right in the eye and said, how about we take our pants off and relax? And I was like, I had the song half written by the time I was here. So it's stuff like that you pull and you create stuff that nobody else would write.
Yeah.
And it ends up being a pretty entertaining evening.
Amazing. And for more information on Jeff and his music, you can go to jeffdaniels.com. And finally, before we go today, we turn the spotlight to Wednesday night. That's principal ballet dancer Misty Copeland being showered with flowers as she took her final bow with American Ballet Theater. Misty made history back in 2015 when she became the first black female principal dancer with the company. At the gala performance, Misty performed moments from her ABT career, including the balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet. The evening was packed with stars cheering her on, including Oprah, Debbie Allen, Zach Posen, and my pals Jim Parsons, Andrew Reynolds, and Julie Halston. Congratulations, Misty. Okay, that's a wrap for this week's show. Join us next week for more of the best of Broadway and beyond, and that includes my chat with Tony Award winner Andra DeShields, who is starring in a unique revival of Tartuffe at the House of the Redeemer on the Upper East Side. You're not going to want to miss it. Until then, I'll see you at the theater. This is a very physical performance for you.
It is.
Talk about what you get to do in the show physically.
Well, I don't know if I want to reveal too much because
Okay.
I want people to come and be surprised.
On Stage, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more premiere theater coverage and exclusive interviews, click the subscribe button. You can also download the Spectrum News app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you there.